It's just a different. I feel like we got a lot of guys that can step up, but it's different when our guys are in the game, especially the guys that been in there, been here for a couple years, and have built some type of chemistry and some type of flow with the quarterback. That it's just a little different. Like especially when he's 100%, you can see that he's a hell of a player, and even from his younger years, he hasn't changed at all. His physical hasn't changed at all. His preparation hasn't changed at all, and you see a lot of carryover. So when healthy, Gabe Davis is a real good receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We saw it last year in that playoff game in
mhm.
Kansas City, and there was a real high expectation coming into this year that he'd be able to duplicate it. But from the outside, at least, you never truly know until he's actually in that situation. I mean, you see him every day in practice.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you were pretty convinced that what he's doing when he's 100%, he was capable of and can duplicate it week in week out.
Yeah, he just got a little nicked up. You got to know that every year is a different year. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like where the team was and what we were doing then, you could say that it's a lot similar, but it's going to be some different. It's going to be some differences from the last year. So every league year being a new year, he's the same player, same approach. I mean, as a player, you want to, or as a fan approach, of course, you want a guy to go get 200 yards a game every game, but that's not realistic for the NFL or the National Football League, especially when you got different teams that play differently. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Gabe is, at least close to 100. He looks 100 to me, but as far as like his production, he's going to continue to be productive. He's a hell of a player, but it's more. I guess you're coming from more of a fan and outside looking in perspective. It's hard to put up 200 yards a game, as you can imagine, but I think he can do it a couple more times.
Yeah, I'm talking more just because you had Emmanuel here last year. He was
Yeah.
veteran, and when his role was going to expand this year. You know what I mean? It seemed like there was going to be more opportunities, and yeah, maybe not 200 isn't realistic.
Yeah.
But just to be that kind of consistent threat next to you.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, put it in perspective. Like, what do you want to see more from him that he isn't showing? As far as like, I mean, he's getting open, he's catching the ball. It might not show as much as, sometimes it might not show up in the stat sheet as target wise or even reception wise. But I mean, last week he had how many targets and he caught all his passes and it was like 470 yards. More so, this is my question for you. What more you want him to do? I mean, I feel like he's doing everything he possibly can. He's getting open, he's catching the ball, and he's bringing guys along. Like as far as like I try to do a great job at it, and he does a great job at it as far as like bringing the young guys along. So I mean, I feel like he's being productive. I don't know. I mean, we might be watching two different games, but I feel like he's doing a great job, even when he's 70, 80%.
Your time here in Buffalo, your maturation process for being a team leader, being vocal. After the game on Sunday, you gave coach the game ball.
Yeah.
How much did that mean to you?
I've been here for a couple years now. I've seen him as a coach. He switched it up a little bit. He trusts his players a lot, and he put us all in situations to win. As far as like, I mean, his preparation is probably insane compared to our preparation, just as far as how much time he puts in. And I've seen it year in and year out, him try to create ways to make this team better. And as you see him have success, he hasn't changed. He kept his same foot on the pedal, and I feel like he leans on his players at this point to really, the guys who have been here, who have been leaders to lead this team, and I feel like he's just done a great job. I haven't been here for the whole scope of his span here, but, I just felt like he deserved that. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to keep a good thing going at this point, of course, but small wins are also big wins.
Have you noticed a difference? Have you noticed a difference in his approach? Anything specific since the playoff loss in Kansas City
We,
last year?
nah. I mean, I feel like going into the new year, you can't have carryover. I mean, of course, things won't go as planned. Everything won't be perfect, but he hasn't changed at all as far as like his approach to the game and how he helps us get ready as far as like week in and week out. Stay the course. Only thing we can control is what we control. You know what I'm saying? Today was Wednesday practice, so we control the Wednesday practice to put us in the best situation to win on Sunday. So he's not a guy that gets ahead of himself. He focuses on this game and the one that's in front of us. So he hasn't changed at all in that aspect.
You had a lot of injuries the first 5 weeks of the season. You're 4-1. How do you feel as you see sort of the roster getting healthier overall? Look at how you withstood the first month.
That was the first quarter of the season. We made it out 4-1. We wish we would have, but it would be perfect at this point. But I think it's only one perfect team left. So it's just like, damn, we didn't make it out bad, and we got a lot of injuries. A lot of guys getting healthy, a lot of guys nicked up. But we got a lot of warriors on our team as well, guys who want to fight and want to be out there. But we try to get as healthy as possible. And we got some young guys that's been playing. They've been playing really well as well. So leaning on those young guys. Khalil had an okay game this past game. You know what I'm saying? As far as like trusting him, he kind of gives me that same trust that Gabe kind of gave me as a young player. As far as like knowing where to be, getting open, catching the ball. Of course, we're gonna be super hard on them, but you know what I'm saying? It's the small moments that make me still proud of those guys that, all right, you taking your first steps as as babies, you take their first steps like, damn, I'm proud of you. Keep it going. You'll be running real soon. As far as like leadership, as one of the captains on the team, your leader is going to be able to hold everybody accountable by playing up to a standard, practicing up to a standard, and just day in and day out as far as like your preparation. I'm saying you can't get on a guy if you're out there and up. So it's just as far as like leaning on your players for that player council, that those guys that really be like, all right, you know what I'm saying, this is the standard. We got to either come to that standard and meet us here, or we're gonna find guys that will. So it's kind of like just being, not necessarily being a coach, but being that counsel for your coach that he won't have to get on guys or have to ask for. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to ask for effort. You shouldn't have to coach like a guy going out and giving everything he's got. So just being that for him.
Coach McDermott has mentioned how you learn a lot from how last season ended in Kansas City. Are there any moments that you can think of this season, early portion, that you have used what you learned in that Kansas City loss and it's benefited you now?
I mean, the same thing that he coaches. We hear it every day, situational football. We hear fundamentals. This is every day. I'm talking about, it's not a day that goes by that we don't hone in on the details and the stuff that, that helps us win essentially in games. So as far as like that being a lot of carryover from last year, we can't switch it up now. You know what I'm saying? We know what wins games. We know what loses games as far as like what we have done in the past and miscues and mistakes, especially offensively. We've been fortunate enough to overcome a lot of the of mistakes that we have, but to continue to try to play our best football and limit those mistakes was going to put us in the best situation to win. So, I can't say too much about the defense. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they do a great job. We got some guys coming back. Shout out to Trey White on individuals today. We got a lot of guys coming back, and getting our team back healthy is going to be huge for us. So as far as like the mistakes and things like that, we just got to roll with the punches.
You've seen Josh lead a bunch of comebacks since you've been here. The one he led in Kansas City last year, 2 touchdowns the last 2 minutes. It seems like the whole new level. What kind of an impact did seeing that happen have on this team?
I mean, that's last year. It's kind of hard to talk about last year because Josh has done a lot of I think he had his highest throwing yardage this past game. So, like, it's hard to just say, like, all right, well, last year we did this or last year we did that. Last year didn't end well. So to talk about last year, it's like this. I mean, it's going to be a sour taste in our mouth 100%. So it's like more so focusing on a new league year and what we building off of trying to get another win. It's going to, like, take a lot of preparation. He threw balls to the wall this past game, so trying to get a lot more of that. So.
As a receiver, do you get excited about a game where we anticipate there's going to be a lot of back and forth, high-octane football? How do you feel going into it?
I mean, I approach it just like any other week, but you never know how the game is going to shake out. Like, people plan for games to be high scoring all the time, and you just never know. Like, I've seen a couple games the past couple of weeks as far as like on like Thursday night football and Monday night football. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of touchdowns, and it might not be. You just never know how the game's going to shake out. We definitely have a good offense, and they have a good offense as well. 2 good defenses. We're going to see where it shakes out, but definitely preparing the right way is going to lead us in the right direction to put us in a position to win. So it's more so about preparing the right way and doing everything you can.
Coach talked about that, the road to the Super Bowl, goes to Buffalo or home field advantage. This is a very important game. We always talk about the next game is the best game.
Yeah.
How important is the win versus Kansas City?
I mean, it's just as important as it was last week. So, I mean, I feel like, of course, it's going to be in the public eye, it's always going to be made bigger, but they all count the same. If we would have lost last week, it would have been an L in the L category. But this is something that we want to win just like each and every game. And as far as like preparing for it, that's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to how we feel or the noise that's on the outside or anything like that. It's all about the preparation and going in and executing at a high level in a hostile environment. And the Super Bowl run and all that type of stuff, that's on the back end. So that's another conversation I would love to have on the back end. But right now, just trying to focus on the details.
Trey's playing this weekend, but
Yeah.
what is it like to have a team guy like him back out there on the field with you guys?
It's just exciting to see. I can't speak for his process. I can't speak for like him as a player, other than seeing him grind each and every day. I love Trey. I love having him out there. It's just an extra boost of energy to see your guys out there, especially a guy that fought back from injury. Just don't want to rush him. You know what I'm saying? A guy, when you feel right, you feel right. And it's kind of get him back out there, get him back competing. I know he wants to compete real bad. I just want him to also feel like himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a dog. He's a dog out there, and I just want him to feel confident and go out there with the right mindset. Because when it's time to turn it on, I know Trey's gonna be ready.
What is your touchdown celebration that you just kicking the ball? You got a name for that?
Nah, it was actually shout out Pat over there. We had talked about me kicking the ball, and I missed the stands just in case I try to get fined. I didn't make it, so y'all have a good one. Thank you.